a high they reached a couple of weeks ago.
And, John, they've got to be feeling good about themselves, darn good about themselves for 2 weeks in a row. They were off last Saturday, but pulled the upset out in Lubbock 2 weeks ago from tonight. 21-14, the victory over Texas Tech. It seems like the Mean Green have that upset bug in them from year to year. And hopefully it doesn't repeat itself here at Floyd Casey Stadium tonight.
9th meeting all-time, or actually the 10th meeting all-time between Baylor and North Texas on the football field. Baylor holds a 9-0 advantage in the all-time series, but these two teams haven't met since 1982.
But it seems like, for some reason, North Texas always gets up to play the old South Conference teams. Tech, the University of Texas, Baylor, they've played those type of teams very, very tough. But the bottom line for Baylor tonight is that they have to come out and they have to be ready to play from the get-go. I think you can go back to the last 2 games, huge disappointments, especially last Saturday night here at Floyd Casey Stadium. 62-0, the final against Texas. I think it's a real key to see how, again, the Bears start off this football game.
Well, and you heard the opening cut from Baylor head coach Kevin Steele from the beginning of practice this week. He has told his team he's going to put 22 fighters out on the field tonight, and practice has reflected that the way they've gone about practice this week.
That's right. He said he wanted to find 22 guys who will play to the best of their ability and fight every day. And if they're freshmen, they're freshmen. If they're sophomores, they're sophomores. He said the same thing if they're juniors, if they're seniors. He just wants them to play with emotion, with effort from the very beginning, and he wants to see it for a full 60 minutes.
And there have been some changes coming out of practice this week with that plan of attack by the Baylor coaches. A couple of those. Fred Rogers will start at a defensive end spot tonight in place of Justin Snow. Kevin Stevenson has won a battlefield promotion. He'll start at a defensive tackle position. And Andre Taylor will start at a linebacker position tonight for the Bears. Also, McKinley Bowie will start at linebacker, but because of an injury for the most part to Rodney Smith, that's a key loss for the Baylor defense tonight. It looks like Rodney Smith will not be available due to an ankle sprain.
And he's a leader on that field. He's like the quarterback on the defense, and you can see that not only in what he does in football, but even on the basketball court when you've seen him play. He's just got that type of leadership, but you're still going to see 2 deep. I mean, you're going to see a lot of athletes on defense play for Baylor here tonight.
Baylor at North Texas coming up. North Texas 1-2 on the season. Their big win 2 weeks ago, 21-14 in Lubbock over the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And they were off last Saturday, so still riding that high over a win over a Big 12 school. Well, what's the Bears' state of mind? We'll check with defensive back Daniel Wilturner when we come back. Our pregame show coming to you live from Floyd Casey Stadium. You're listening to Baylor Bear Football.
When you're a professional athlete, you don't take risks with your health. You do your homework on who provides the best medical care. Because as top athletes know, it's not enough just to get back in the game. You have to get back on top of the game. And it's thinking like this that's made Baylor Healthcare System the team the teams choose. Baylor Healthcare System is the official healthcare provider for the Dallas Mavericks, Stars, Sidekicks, and Burn. So if you're a weekend warrior or a sports enthusiast, do what the pros do. Choose the healthcare winner. Baylor Healthcare System.
At First Baptist Arlington, we're proud to be a sponsor of the Baylor Athletic Program. If you are looking for just the right church, a church for all ages with a mixture of fellowship, spiritual growth opportunities, and creative worship, then we have the place for you. From youth to single adults, from toddlers to seniors, First Baptist is a loving, growing family of faith. For information, call 817-277-6353. Go Bears!
Some say that when it comes to success, it's not what you know, but who you know. If you're searching for the right career move, you should talk with the Reader Financial Group. With a position in financial services, you'll get unsurpassed training, call your own shots, and develop your own clientele with no cap on your earning potential. You'll work with successful people just like you. You'll represent a top-rated organization, highly regarded for its ability to help people protect the financial future of their families and businesses. If you're ambitious and hardworking, a self-starter with the spirit of an entrepreneur, take a meeting with NML, the Quiet Company.
I'm Jeff Reeder with the Reader Financial Group. We are again pleased to support Baylor Athletics because, like Baylor, we strive to develop a championship team. In fact, our mission is to wholly develop a team of champions dedicated to excellence in serving others. Our associates are highly motivated people of excellence.
Call Jeff Reeder at 817-336-3131.
Catch the Dallas Cowboys postgame show tomorrow after the game against the Cardinals right here on 570 KLIF.
And the Baylor Golden Wave Band making its entrance onto the field here at Floyd Casey Stadium. We near kickoff at the top of the hour of Baylor in North Texas. Sort of an interesting travel day for the Mean Green of Coach Darrell Dickey. They left Denton at 2 o'clock this afternoon on bus and just drove down I-35 to Waco. I don't know why that strikes me as different. It's a little different these days in that most teams fly in or bus in wherever they're going the day before. But for North Texas, it's down and back in one day.
Yeah, I think most people want to get there a day ahead, at least to go through a walkthrough on the field, just get that atmosphere. What's it going to be like on the opposition's field, on the turf? And you see it, though, more and more, where, again, some teams will travel an hour or two. And for North Texas, I guess it's about a 2.5 hour jaunt down here.
Right, not bad at all, right down I-35. Well, let's talk about UNT offensively. Jason Attaway is their senior quarterback. David, he won't be mistaken for Major Applewhite or Josh Heupel, who Baylor has seen. I don't mean that to be condescending in any way, but a little different numbers passing-wise for Jason Attaway.
Well, first of all, he just doesn't throw the ball all that much. John, he's attempted 39 passes all season long. That's in 3 games. So if you look at the average, he throws about 13 a game. But the one thing that Brick Haley told me, the same thing Kevin Steele brought up, is that he's very consistent. He's very smart. He's seen a lot of coverages and packages. He's been through the battles, and he plays with a lot of heart. And this is a guy that is a winner. So Jason Attaway could cause some problems here tonight for the Bears. Don't be surprised, though, if Richard Bridges gets some playing time at quarterback this evening as well.
Their main running back is a guy named Jaquay Wilburn. He's a junior from Odessa Permian, averaging 110 yards per game. He had 148 yards in that win over Texas Tech.
Including an 81-yard run in the third quarter to set up a touchdown. And on the season, as you pointed out, he's averaging 4.8 yards a carry. This guy's got the package. Now, maybe he doesn't have the speed and quickness that we have seen out of other backs, but Brick Haley, talking to me earlier the week, the defensive coordinator for the Bears, kind of, he said Hodges Mitchell of the University of Texas, kind of a good comparison. Jaquay Wilburn, 5'10", 188-pound junior out of Odessa Permian. And again, he is the main cog as far as the running of the football and really the main cog on offense for the Mean Green.
Gave you those lineup changes, starting lineup-wise for Baylor defensively, trying to shore up a defense that was blistered for 62 points last week in a loss to the University of Texas. In fact, this Baylor team's been outscored 110-3 or 110-10 over the last 2 weeks.
In fact, you look at 2 things that something has to give tonight. Running the football and also scoring-wise. North Texas is averaging 8 points a game. Of course, the Bears have had problems as of late. They're giving up an average of 40 a game, John. And then Baylor's giving up, running the football, 212 yards a game. And North Texas is averaging 149. They have had problems throwing the football. They're a run team first. They love to run the football to set up the pass. Baylor's given up an average of 268 yards through the air a game. North Texas averages 64, only 64 yards through the air.
And let me give you those numbers correctly. Over the last 2 weeks, Baylor outscored 103-10, 103-10, not nearly as bad as 110-10. Daniel Wilturner's a starter in the secondary, a junior cornerback out of Houston-Madison, and he had some interesting comments after the game last week, Baylor's game against Texas. Very positive, very upbeat, saying he knows that his defensive teammates and the entire team can turn things around, hopefully, beginning tonight.
Yes, after, the speech Coach Steele gave us yesterday, he's going to put 22 guys out there that's going to fight. That lifts everybody's up. Everybody know they have to work now. Can't worry about the pass, because if you worry about the pass, you ain't going to get the job done. So everybody worrying about what we're going to do this week, staying positive. Enough is enough. We got to get the job done.
The message is clear from Coach Steele, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It's clear. He went out there and told us, so we got to go out there and work hard Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's the only way we're going to get the job done on Saturday. So that's a good thing he did right there.
A lot of fans may worry about, I guess, your state of mind or the team's state of mind. What is it like after these last 2 weeks?
It's hard, but it's something we got to let go. We're not going to worry about it anymore. All we got to do is pick it up Saturday, get the fans involved, make them believe in us, get out there and work hard Saturday. And then everything, we're going to turn this program around real soon.
Very good. There's still a lot of this season left, too.
Yes, sir. There's a whole bunch left. We can't put our heads down. Put our heads down, nothing's going to change.
Daniel Wilturner, junior cornerback out of Houston, Madison, almost sounding like he's heard that speech from Coach Steele several times, which I'm sure he has, but remaining positive, David, through this 0-4 start to a Baylor season.
And, John, the key again, and we've stressed it so many times already in the pregame, and Kevin Steele has stressed this week, is effort. He wants to see that effort. He wants to see the fight in these players for the full 60 minutes.
All right, Baylor and North Texas coming up from Floyd Casey Stadium here in Waco. When we come back, we'll visit with a member of the offensive line for the Bears. Chris Watton checks in with us. Baylor and North Texas, 10th meeting all time, coming up at Floyd Casey Stadium in Waco tonight. This is the Baylor Radio Network.
That's football talk for you could dream home in the Southwestern Bell Homecoming Giveaway. That's right. Just call 1-877-BIG-12-FUN toll-free for a chance to win big money. A Big 12 sports room for your home. A big screen TV to catch all the big game action. Or hundreds of Big 12 Southwestern Bell sports shirts. Translation, just call 1-877-BIG-12-FUN now for a chance to win and find out more about the winning team of phone services from Southwestern Bell. That's legal mumbo-jumbo for no purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to participate. Call 1-877-BIG-12-FUN or look for details at participating Phillips 66. Hey, Bear fans, make sure to watch the Fox Game of the Week. Check your local listings for the Big 12 game time in your area. Then hit Big12sports.com to vote for your favorite Big 12 player of the week. Southwestern Bell, friendly neighborhood global.
You got a taste that's so delicious. You say you're diet. Hey, that's a lie. Diet Dr. Pepper? If that's your story, well, goodbye. You're a diet Dr. Pepper. And the writing's on the can. That's right. You're a diet Dr. Pepper. But no way you're a diet man. No way. If you're a diet Dr. Pepper, then how come it tastes so good?
The Women's Basketball Tip-Off Classic. The U.S. Figure Skating Championships. The Women's Volleyball Classic. The LPGA Rail Classic. Hi, I'm Nancy Lopez, and I'm proud to say that for years, State Farm has been there as a leading sponsor of women's sports, including every one of these major events, because they believe that everyone should see just how far hard work and determination can take you.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That you have made this day. This is the day the Lord has made.
And you're back with us from Floyd Casey Stadium in Waco. Pre-game, Baylor and North Texas. Kickoff coming right at the top of the hour between the Bears and the Mean Green. Snickers Touchdown Alley in full gear. We can see that out beyond the scoreboard just south of the stadium. Open 2 hours prior to every Baylor home game. Snickers Touchdown Alley. The Kappa Delta Battle of the Bands, part of the activities in Snickers Touchdown Alley as of today. David, offensively for the Bears, Jermaine Alfred, you look at his numbers. He's coming through very well number-wise, leading this team so far this year in his senior year.
You know, he had the great game against Boston College where he was 15 of 18 for 244 yards, but 2 out of the last 3 games he's really struggled, and really if you want to get down to it, maybe all 3. Against Vegas he was 10 of 22 for 107 yards. Oklahoma 18 of 27, that's good, but he threw 2 interceptions. And against Texas last week, 10 of 22, only 107 yards and 1 interception. I think the key is running the football for Baylor tonight.
Well, that's a good place to start for Baylor. They are averaging only 103 yards a game on the ground. That's 90th in the nation. Total offense, 267 yards a game for the Bears. That's 12th in the Big 12 and 100th nationally. Rushing game, certainly you look at the men toting the pigskin, but also the guys up front like Chris Watton, 6'3", 306-pound junior guard from Foley, Alabama. And he understands those guys up front really don't get the attention of the marquee players.
Yes, we like to think so. We like to think we're most important, even though we don't get any press. But for us, just the satisfaction of winning and scoring some points, and those guys getting publicity like that is enough for us.
You guys, what are you doing this week? I mean, from your position to turn things around and make a difference in the scoreboard?
We're working a little bit harder, I think. We usually work hard, but we're going to work harder this week and prepare ourselves mentally, not to make as many mental mistakes, and to come out and just be a little bit more hard-nosed on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And I think the guys understand that, and we're just going to have to go out there and get it done.
Good. maybe your size, or in some cases lack of size, won't be as big a factor this week against North Texas?
I don't know. Their front guys pretty big, 280, 285, pretty good sized guys, and they like to come upfield pretty hard. So size is going to be a factor again this week. So, I mean, we just got to come off the ball and play hard.
Okay. To make up for that, the coaches, I hear him say all the time, technique. You've got to be almost perfect in your technique.
Yes, sir. The technique, if you're not in the right position when the guy comes off, and a lot of times you're not going to make the block. And but if you're not in the right technique or in the right position, then the only thing that's going to give you a chance is your effort. So for us, we need to, technique is big, but more important, I think, is effort.
Okay. How would you grade yourself? First technique-wise and then effort-wise?
I like to say I'm pretty balanced. But I try to give a little bit more effort and technique. You can't really think about technique a whole lot, when you're going against the guy, but, you're just supposed to come natural to you after practicing for so long. But effort you can't think about, and you can decide how much effort you're going to give.
It's Chris Watton in the offensive line for the Bears, trying to get that offensive game going for Baylor tonight against North Texas. We'll step aside here. When we come back, David visits with Bears head football coach Kevin Steele. You're listening to Baylor Bear Football. Does your business need a solution for scalable website design, e-commerce, or secure information distribution? Team up with SharpSite Interactive. With 5 years of web design experience, SharpSite provides organizations with focused web strategies. Contact SharpSite toll-free at 1-800-295-2004 or on the web at hyperlink www.sharpsite.com. That's www.sharpsite.com.
Hi, this is Kirk Snelling. I'm an investment executive with Dane Rauscher. I'd like to talk with you about 401k rollovers. Many of our clients have made mid-career job changes and as a result have 401k accounts at one or more previous employers. If you are in this situation, let us work with you to organize and consolidate these assets. We can also determine if your current portfolio aligns with your future objectives. Call 888-576-401k and let us help. That's 888-576-401k. This is Kirk Snelling at Dane Rauscher, member SIPC, NYSE.
Out in the West Texas town of Hamlin stands a family business started in 1916. At Pied Piper Pet and Wildlife, they offer the quality and service you desire. Look for Strong Point 22%, High Protein 27%, puppy food, and their naturally premium line of pet food. You'll also recognize their brand names like Racer Dog Food for a lower energy requirement and Choco brand pet food. Pied Piper has dealers and distribution points all over the Southwest and West Coast. Simply call 1-800-338-4610 for your nearest dealers.
Sunday isn't Sunday without the Sunday Dallas Morning News. Sunday isn't Sunday without the Sunday Dallas Morning News.
We're neck deep in football season and you need a definitive gridiron source. We're your source. Each week we'll tell you who's passing, who's failing, and who's just limping along. Sunday isn't Sunday without the Sunday Dallas Morning News. Go long. Pick up your copy this weekend.
Thanks for moving on down the dial to hear Baylor football right here on 570 KLIF.
And welcome back to the pregame show. David Hatch along with Baylor football coach Kevin Steele. And Kevin, I know when you look ahead to tonight's game against North Texas, even before the action starts, I know during the week you talked about trying to find 22 fighters in practice to go out and play in this game. Did you find the 22?
Well, we think we have, but you won't know until they kicks it off. And when we kick it off and blow that whistle to start it, we'll find out what we found. And, we've talked about pride and fight all week long, and we've commanded it and demanded it on the practice field, not just the coaches, but the players from each other. And that's been positive. But like I said, you won't know until they kick it off and the final horn blows.
As far as practice is going this week, I know that you were looking at, again, some folks trying to pick up the pace and step it up. Will we see a lot of changes in the starting lineup tonight?
Well, there's a few situations where there'll be some changes, and not all of those are because they're fighters being replaced by the people that wasn't fighting. That's not the case. There's been some real battles going on for playing time, and we've got some situations where we'll have some guys out there starting the first time, but it's not all necessarily tied to what we were talking about.
Let's talk about North Texas. This is a team feeling very good about itself for 2 weeks now. They were off last Saturday. The Saturday before, they pulled the big upset out at Texas Tech. This is a team that has a lot of talent coming in.
Well, they are a very talented, well-coached football team. Daryl Dickey has assembled a group of coaches that do a nice job coaching. They've been together a couple years now, and it's starting to show up. They have had some adversity, but they have continued to fight. And, this is a pretty good football team we're facing tonight.
Let's talk a little X's and O's. Their offense, I know they like to run the football. They have the potential to throw it. They've got some big-time receivers. They also have a fine running back, but a quarterback that's very confident in his abilities, and also a quarterback who just doesn't beat the team very often.
Well, he's a very, very smart player, and you can see that on tape. They also ask the offense just to do what they can do, and one of the things that they do very well is they big play in the passing game, although they don't throw it a lot. When they do throw it, because of their running game, they big played people, and so that's what they try to do with those guys.
Your offense, looking at their defense, they throw a base 4-3, and they're a team I know that likes to play some zone umbrella type defense where they don't want to give up the big play. They don't want the play to get behind them.
Yeah, they pretty much, David, they pretty much keep everything in front of them. They're umbrella type defense. They are actually exactly what you're talking about, in that it's just a cat and mouse game. Does the linebacker leave the box, and they have 6 in there, and the safety stays in the umbrella? 6 in the box equals run, and by in the box I mean close to the line of scrimmage. And then they'll sometimes leave the linebacker in there and bring the safety down on it. And so now you've got 7, and you've got some one-on-one situations out there. So they're very basic with what they do, but they're very sound, and they play it very well.
Kevin, give me 2 or 3 keys if you guys are going to win tonight, and I would guess running the ball effectively and stopping the run are right at the top of the list.
Well, no, top of the list is we better fight some folks, and we better play with a tremendous amount of pride. That's the top of the list. And then in terms of X's and O's and execution of things, it's no different than any other football game. We need to run the football effectively. We need to stop the run. We need to eliminate the big play on defense and get the big play on offense, and then we've got to be sound in the kicking game.
Is it also a case in point where I know every coach would love to get off to that quick start, but with the way things have happened for your team the last few weeks, is it real important for you to get feeling good about yourself early on in the game?
Well, no, we need to feel good about ourselves after the game. And the game is 60 minutes long. We got to play 60 minutes, and so that's kind of where we are right now.
Okay, Kevin, good luck, and we'll talk to you after the game.
All right, thank you.
That is Baylor football coach Kevin Steele. We need a break, and we're back with more in the pregame show in a minute. This is the Baylor Radio Network.
Watch College Football Saturday on Fox Sports Net for the biggest games all season long.
Look at him rumble!
You'll see the top teams from the Big 12, Conference USA, WAC, and Southland Conference as they fight for a bowl bid and national recognition.
Tremendous diving catch!
Plus, join Kevin Frazier and NFL Hall of Famer Kellen Winslow as they bring you up-to-the-minute college scores and highlights from games around the country. The big games on College Football Saturday, only on Fox Sports Net.
Touchdown!
Check local cable listings.
Dodge Ram's payload and towing capabilities are the stuff of legend. But there's a load more. Ram introduced the world's first quad cab. With its available Magnum V10, Ram has more torque than any other V10 pickup. And Ram pickups are the longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. What more could we load on? Stay tuned. By now, you know that Dodge Ram is loaded with some rather useful attributes. But did you know that packed in with all that power, room, and longevity is a practical attribute called value? For example, right now, you could be driving a new Dodge Ram with a very low lease rate, or a very low finance rate on select models. Just 1.9% APR to be exact. Dodge Ram. Different. Now loading at the friendly Dodge dealer near you. Longest lasting full-size pickup plan based on percentage of July 89 to July 98. New pickup registration still registered on July 1st, 1998. Data source, the Polk Company. Short-term financing for qualified buyers.
Hi, this is John Morris for the Baylor Sports Card from First USA. It's a Visa card with no annual fee, and every time you use it, a portion of your purchase goes to the Baylor Athletic Desk for the Baylor Sports Card. You can even transfer existing balances from other cards to this one and help the Bears and Lady Bears in the process. It is that simple. Call 1-800-FIRST-USA for the Visa card that supports Baylor Athletics with every purchase. Welcome back. Let's go to field level for the toss of the coin.
He calls head. If he's ahead, he's won the toss. Won the toss. Okay, hang on just a University of North Texas has won the toss and will defer their choice till the second half.
There's our referee, Jeff Hansen, with the results of the toss of the coin at midfield here at Floyd Casey Stadium. You heard him say North Texas won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. Baylor will receive to open the half. They will be going into the wind as they'll have their backs to the north. They'll be traveling from north to south to begin this first quarter of play. Baylor will receive to open the game tonight.
John, a couple of updates around college football. 2 minutes left in the game. Kansas State leads Texas 35-17. Notre Dame coming back to defeat Oklahoma today 34-30. And the big upset in the top 10, Florida loses in, I think, double or triple overtime to Alabama. Alabama beating Florida today in overtime 40-39.
We're about ready to kick this one off. First, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Baylor Radio Network.
KLIF Dallas-Fort Worth, KKLF Denison Sherman, 570 KLIF.
Jerry Clemens is our game day producer. Craig Harper, our executive engineer. Tommy Tucker is our statistician. Lori Scott is at field level. And let's check in with Lori prior to the opening kickoff.
John, a very comfortable night here at Floyd Casey Stadium, at least here on the Baylor sidelines. I think it's because we're in that shade thanks to the new press box facility. North Texas and Baylor students and parents on the east side, however, they're still in that bright sunshine and probably feeling the effects of that 90-plus degree heat. Like last week, though, we've got a brisk breeze out of the south with that ballpark in Arlington type feel to it. It's a swirling wind, not too heavy, though. It also could be one that could make a difference in a game with two teams that are really wanting a victory here tonight.
All right, Lori, thank you very much. We'll check with you throughout the course of the broadcast. Also want to welcome Jeremy Schultz to our booth tonight. Jeremy is with us by virtue of the Pizza Hut Cub Broadcaster Contest. You can register at any Waco area Pizza Hut, and if you're selected, you will be joining us in the booth for a future Baylor game. And we welcome 10-year-old Jeremy Schultz to the booth tonight. Baylor setting up to receive the opening kick. Our officiating crew tonight, a Big 12 crew. Well, I say that it's not a Big 12 crew. The referee is Jeff Hansen. The head linesman is Glenn McKinn. The line judge, Michael Salem. The back judge, Mike Angelis. The side judge is Bill Jordan. The umpire, Al Corey. And the field judge is Jim Kratz. A crew headed by referee Jeff Hansen. David, one of the bright spots for Baylor last week against Texas were the returns, both kickoff and punt returns. And here's the opening kick by John Baker. End-over-end kick taken by Martin Dossett, 5 yards deep, starts to run it out, loses the ball, so he'll take a knee as he goes back and retrieves the ball. Baylor will begin from its own 20.
John, some of the keys on offense for the Baylor Bears, they've got to forget about that Texas game, put it out of their mind. That offensive line has to play well, be a very cohesive unit tonight. The Bears need to have a balanced attack, but I really think they've got to get that ground game going early on, and they've got to be effective on first down. So those are some of the keys for the Baylor offense as Baylor starts shop at its own 20-yard line.
And they'll come out with a single setback offense, and the single setback is Derek Lagway. Jermaine Alfred is the quarterback from the 20. Here's the snap, fakes the handoff. Alfred, did hand it off to Lagway. Goes over the right side for 3. Let's give you the Baylor starters offensively. No changes in the line. Greg German, Tyshawn Whitson are the tackles. Ethan Kelly and Chris Watton are the guards, and Joe Jackson, the sophomore from Groveton, is the center. Jermaine Alfred, the senior from Baytown Lee, is the quarterback. We told you Lagway, the lone setback, and Brandon Thompson in on this play, the second play at tight end. Now Melvin Barnett in a slot to the right side on 2nd down 7 for the Bears. Hands it off to Lagway. Right up the middle, gets to the 29-yard line. 6 on that play for Lagway on back-to-back carries. The other starters for the Bears, as Martin Dossett is in there at a receiver, and Randy Davis is in there. And let me correct that. Second carry was made by Darrell Bush. So first carry, Lagway. Second carry, Darrell Bush. It is 3rd and 1 for the Bears at their own 29.
And this is an area where, again, the Bears have had problems with. Going back to last week, they need to pick up a first down here.
Melvin Barnett, Darrell Bush in a straight-eye backfield. Dossett in motion. Here's the handoff to Darrell Bush. Starts left, comes right, falls right at the 30-yard line. He was brought down there. It will depend on the spot. Fred Pertile with the tackle. Pertile, the junior linebacker from Midland. And on the spot, it is short. They mark it just shy of the 30-yard line. Jermaine Alfred, standing about 15 yards from the near sideline, is saying, let's go for it. But in the shadow of their goal line inside the 30. The Bears will punt it away on 4th and inches.
And that has been a problem all season long for the Bears as far as third down conversions. John, they've been under 30%. I think it's right around 28% for Baylor this season, and that's just not going to get the job done.
Punting situation, snap back to Kyle Atterbury from Charles Hall is a good one. The kick is away, taken at the 25, hit once, missed. Second man to hit him is Robert Neal, and he'll bring him down. Heath Moody took the punt of 45 yards from Kyle Atterbury, returned it 5 yards. So North Texas now will begin on offense from their own 30-yard line.
And I think we're going to see the same thing out of the Mean Green, and that is run the football first. Just what we saw from Baylor, the first set of downs for the Bears, 3 runs. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mean Green do the same thing.
Let's give you Baylor starters defensively. The changes, Fred Rogers in at a defensive end spot. Edric Brooks starting at the right defensive end spot. And Kevin Stevenson will start at a defensive tackle alongside Dwight Johnson. 1st and 10 for North Texas from their own 30. We'll give you their starters in a moment. Handoff in the backfield, met for a 2-yard loss on the first play from scrimmage. Handoff to Jaquay Wilburn. He will lose 2 on the play. Met by, was it Dwight Johnson who met him and wrapped him up?
I think Stevenson also was in on that play, the defensive lineman for the Bears. And John, you look at a couple of keys for the Baylor defense. And again, it is stop the run by the opponent, stop the run by the Mean Green of the University of North Texas. And this defense needs to feel good about itself and not stay on the field like they did, it seemed like, all night the other night against the University of Texas.
Called officially a loss of 1 on that last play. Here's the fake handoff on the end around. Attaway passes incomplete. Intended for tight end Ron Sterling. And the pass was a little tall. Andre Taylor, another new starter in the defense for the Bears, right there on Ron Sterling. The other linebackers for the Bears, along with Andre Taylor, Chris Mishaw in the middle, and McKinley Bowie starting on the weak side. He is in place of the injured Rodney Smith.
2 other keys for the Baylor defense tonight. They've got to forget about that Texas game last weekend, and they also have to do a lot better job of tackling. That has been a sore spot for this defense, it seems like, all season long. They have to wrap up the ball carrier.
3rd and 11 for North Texas. Here's the option to the right side. Pitch to Wilburn. He's trapped, caught after a 3-4-yard gain. Give him 4 on the carry, but they needed 11. Here's a punting situation for North Texas. Good first defensive effort by the Baylor men in green.
And when you look at North Texas and you look what they have been able to do punting the football, a tremendous job really the last few years by John Baker, who's done a tremendous job all season long, and going back to 2 years ago when he was second in the nation. I think the Bears might be coming after this one.
Andre Fuller back to receive the punt. Good snap back. Nice high booming kick by Baker. Drives Fuller all the way back to his own 8-yard line. Circles back to the 5. Now comes forward. Has a blocker at the 10 and is down at the 12-yard line. Really stacked up by 1, 2, 3 tacklers of North Texas. Teams have traded possessions here in the first quarter. 11:16 to go in the opening period. Baylor set to take over at their own 11-yard line. 1st and 10 Bears. 11:16 to go in the first quarter. No score. Bears and Mean Green. You're listening to Baylor Bear Football.
For more than a century, the Justin Boot Company has delivered unmatched craftsmanship, quality, and comfort. Today, that tradition continues with Justin Original Work Boots, the most comfortable work boots in the world. Now, Justin introduces the most comfortable and most durable work boots in the world. Justin Original Work Boots, featuring Built Right by Kevlar outsoles. These soles are constructed of Kevlar, the same material used to make bulletproof vests, so they give your feet greater protection on the job. Try on a pair today at your nearby Justin Boots retailer.
The best belong at Baylor, and Baylor again leads the state in bar exam passing rates. The Baylor Law School's record of success on the Texas bar exam continues. 96.6% of Baylor graduates passed the February 1999 Texas bar exam on the first attempt. Still the smallest law school in Texas and one of the smallest in the nation. The best belong at Baylor, the Baylor Law School.
Touchdown, Baylor scores at each home.
This Baylor Big 12 football game is brought to you in part by Dodge. Take a different road, head in a different direction, make a different statement. Dodge. Different. Also by First USA, presenters of the Baylor Sports Card. 11:16 left first quarter. We're scoreless from Floyd Casey Stadium, University of North Texas, and the Baylor Bears. David Hatcher along with John Morrison and Lori Scott. And 3 and out, and then 3 and out, John. Not a lot of offense early on.
Well, a couple of nice punts so far. A 45-yarder by Baylor's Kyle Atterbury, a 59-yard punt by UNT's John Baker. Bears at their own 10.5-yard line. Fakes the handoff. Alfred to the air. Passes incomplete. In and out of the hands of tight end Andrew Obriati. Good-looking pass right on the money. Just dropped at about the 22-yard line.
Good play action there. He rolled out, and Obriati has to make that catch. Tonight is a situation where I know the Bears want to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, whether it be Derek Lagway or Daryl Bush or even Jermaine Alfred making some big plays. I wouldn't be surprised also in a controlled passing game if they try and get it to Mark Cogdill quite a bit.
Twin receivers for the Bears to the top of the field, the wide side. The lone setback is Derek Lagway. Alfred takes the snap, draw play, handoff Lagway to the 15. Can't get away from one tackler, and he's dropped at the 17-yard line. 6-yard pickup on the carry by Derek Lagway. Be 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Bears. Now they'll spot it out at the 18, so call it 3rd down and 3.
And it's a short 3 here, and let's see if the Bears maybe go a little option. I know they've gone between the tackles. They've been running between the tackles, whether it be that power play or the isolation. They go with 3 wide receivers and 1 back, and it's the big back, Derek Lagway.
3rd down play for the Bears. 3rd and 3 from their own 18-yard line. Handoff Lagway, right side across the 20. He's got the first down out to the 23-yard line. Some tough running by Lagway, who needed 3, and he picks up 5. Gets up clapping his hands. He'll head back to the huddle. First down of the night for either team.
In other action around college football on this Saturday, Kansas State a winner in Austin over Texas. The final 35-17. Oklahoma State loses to Nebraska 38-14. It was Kentucky upsetting Arkansas 31-20, and Notre Dame a winner over Oklahoma 34-30.
No score here in Waco. Baylor and North Texas. We're in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. Offset eye behind Alfred. Takes the snap, rolls to the left side. Steps away from traffic, throws complete out to the 40-yard line. Another first down for the Bears. Pass on the money, throwing on the run. It was Jermaine Alfred to Andre Fuller. And that's the first down. The Bears are out into the sunshine at their own 43-yard line.
And you hope that Andre Fuller can get going, because early on this season, he really had some big games, but as of late, not as big. Against Texas and Oklahoma, only 2 receptions in both those games. Remember, he started off the season 6 catches against Boston College.
Ball spotted on the far hash mark. 2 receivers to the near side. Lone setback is Lagway again. Right side has room. Spilled as he reaches the 49-yard line. Did pick up 6 on the carry. Tackle made by Lawrence Ellis, who's starting at a quarterback position. We should give you the starters for North Texas defensively, which we didn't do. Corbin Montgomery and Derek Gordon are the starting defensive ends. Chance Adair and Zeb Cornist are the starting tackles. Linebackers, Fred Pertile, Jeff Rogers in the middle, and the team's leading tackler, he wears number 90, linebacker Brad Castle, a sophomore from Llano. 4 down linemen for North Texas nearly jump offsides in unison. Handoff to Bush, flags drop around the left side, 45, and down at the 40-yard line of North Texas. Like something in the snap count nearly made everybody on the defensive front of North Texas jump. 10-yard pickup by Daryl Bush. Will await the meaning of the flag. Other starters for North Texas, Heath Moody and Ramon Archie are the safeties in the secondary.
On the defense, penalty decline, first down.
So they'll keep the 10-yard run by Daryl Bush. In the secondary, Kendrick Sapp and the aforementioned Lawrence Ellis are the corners.
Some other scores around college football. Kansas wins at home over SMU this afternoon, 27-9. It was Georgia 23, LSU 22. Final in overtime, Florida losing to Alabama 40-39, and Michigan a winner over Purdue 38-12.
1st and 10 Bears now at their own or at the North Texas 41-yard line. Ball on the far hash. 2-step drop. Alfred passes far side. Did he catch it? Yes, got a foot in. Pass complete to Martin Dossett. Did a great job to make that catch. And on the spot on the field, looking back into the sun, makes that catch for a pickup of 6. Plays being shuttled in now as Melvin Barnett, Daryl Bush come in, Lagway, and Lanny Osteen come out. 2nd and 4 for the Bears. They have the ball at the North Texas 34-yard line. Joe Jackson is the center. Lone setback is Daryl Bush. 3 receivers to the near side, including Barnett in the slot. Hand off to Bush following those blockers. Gets to the right side, spilled at the 30-yard line. Again, Lawrence Ellis with the tackle. And that will be enough for another Baylor first down. Pick up a 4 on the carry.
Previous play, I think it was Mark Cogdill on the far sideline that is credited with the reception. In fact, I think you're going to see Jermaine Alfred really look at two people. Andre Fuller to get the ball to for the big plays, and then the possession-type passes and possession-type plays to Mark Cogdill, the 6'1" and 180-pound senior, who really adds that extra dimension of just leadership on this football team and in that huddle.
Cogdill and Fuller split wide to the far side. Now 1st and 10 Baylor. They've driven to the North Texas 30-yard line. 8:15 to go in a scoreless first quarter so far. Blitz coming by North Texas. Pass far side, Andre Fuller, too tall for him. He was open in the flat on the left side, right about the 25-yard line. The pass a little too tall from senior Jermaine Alfred.
And we talked about Fuller against Oklahoma and Texas. Against Texas last week in 2 receptions for 30 yards. Against the Sooners the week before, 2 catches for 12 yards. Started off the season at Boston College, 6 catches for 121 yards. And everybody will remember that long pass and catch that set up that tying touchdown for the Bears. And then UNLV had 4 catches for 51 yards.
Now Fuller and Randy Davis split wide to the far side. Fuller comes in motion to this side. Dropping back is Alfred. Has time, dumps it over the middle. Complete to Fuller at the 25 and dropped right there. He'll pick up 5 on the reception right across the middle. Tackle made by North Texas linebacker Darren Hester. Hester, a senior out of Dallas.
And the Bears continuing to work on those underneath routes, those crossing pass patterns where if he can get it in the hands of Fuller, maybe he can break a tackle and make a big gain out of it. Now, a lot of times it'll only go for 5-6 yards like that time, but many times if he can break that tackle, it'll go for over 10.
Big third down play for the Bears. 3rd and 5 from the North Texas 25. Osteen in motion to the near side. Back to the air. Alfred looks, passes, near side. Lagway has it. At the 25. Can't get past Lawrence Ellis. He's down after a 2-yard gain. Nice open field tackle by Lawrence Ellis, the junior cornerback out of Mesquite. Guy who had a big interception, actually ended the game in their big win over Texas Tech 2 weeks ago. Makes the stop there that will bring up 4th down and an apparent field goal situation for the Bears.
And Kyle Atterbury on. This will be a 40-yarder if they go through with the attempt, John. They mark it at the 30. This will be a 40 from the right hash mark. He is 3 of 4 this season, Kyle Atterbury. His longest from 35 yards out against Oklahoma.
Charles Hall is the deep snapper. Jermaine Alfred is the holder. From the near hash, snap is a little high. Alfred puts it down. The kick is good by Kyle Atterbury. And the Bears are on the board with 6:37 to go in the opening quarter. 40-yard field goal by Kyle Atterbury, and the Bears draw first blood tonight. Our score with 6:37 to play in the opening period. Baylor 3. They've got it backwards on the scoreboard. Baylor 3, North Texas nothing. This is the Baylor Radio Network.
Who makes the most comfortable work?